Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I, Dr. Shivani Sharma, scientist at IBDC, and today I am giving the fifth open webinar of the IBDC series, that is on IMDA, Indian Metabolome Data Archive. Indian Metabolome Data Archive basically is a data archive, is mandated to archive, share, or manage the metabolomics dataset at the IBDC. So, what is our webinar agenda for the today's webinar? First, we will have a little introduction of metabolomics resource, that is Indian Metabolome Data Archive at IBDC. Importance and application of metabolomics we will discuss, and then we will have an overview of metabolomics workflow. We will discuss about the data standards and data formats in metabolomics, data submission process of IMDA. We will go through it. And at the end of the webinar, all the attendees or the participant will able to understand the importance and modern day application of metabolomics, learn the principle of metabolomics, study design, and also they understand the data formats and the data standards followed by the various metabolomics community overall, and how to access the metabolomics resource at the IBDC. So let's start with IMDA, that is Indian Metabolome Data Archive. Indian Metabolome Data Archive, as I have already little bit discussed, that is a database to catalog metabolomics raw data and associated metadata. Metadata including the various experimental condition, sample details, instrument details, etc., generated through the analytical techniques. That is basically is the mass spectrometry and the NMR, which is the two main analytical techniques used to generate the metabolomics datasets. IMDA database supports raw as well as the derived file formats of the metabolomic studies, and we have standardized the metadata of the IMDA database using the international databases as a reference, that is from EBI Metabolite, NIH Metabolomics Workbench, and from DDBJ is PatmoBank. So on the right side of the screen, you can get to see the submission flow of the IMDA database. First, the user registration and login, then go through the project registration, then study registration. After the study registration, sample registration, registration of the experiment details, then finally the data submission. This is the simple overview of the IMDA data submission process. IMDA was launched on February 2024 this year and is hosted at the IBDC, Indian Biological Data Center. So I just want to tell about the Indian Biological Data Center. IBDC is the first national data repository in India for archiving, managing, and sharing of biological data or life science data. It is supported by the Government of India through the DPT, Department of Biotechnology. It is a joint project of RCB, NII, ICGB, and NIC. It is housed at or located at the RCB, that is, or RCB is located at the NCR Bioscience Cluster, Faridabad. And IBDC is basically enables the implementation of the Biotech Pride guidelines. That is the guidelines basically based on the how to data share or manage the different biological data sets. Infrastructure of the IBDC we will discuss, and this is the first photo will show that the Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India, dedicated this data center facility to the nation on November 10, 2022, and it is located at RCB, and IBDC has one disaster recovery site at the NIC Bhubaneswar. So we have Brahm HPC in our IBDC in our IBDC data center, and the technical specificity of the Brahm HPC is like we have 10 nodes with 264 TB of inbuilt storage, 39 TB RAM, 2912 CPU, 2400 GB RAM, 5.5 petabyte of storage, 4.5 petabyte is in IBDC, and 1 petabyte is the disaster recovery site NIC Bhubaneswar, 1 Gbps dedicated internet fiber line. This is the IBDC user distribution graph, that how the people from different location of India or the different regions from India get engaged with the IBDC in terms of data submission and in terms of the services provided by the IBDC. These are the different data portals existing at IBDC. First data portal that initiated by the IBDC is Indian Nucleotide Data Archive and Indian Nucleotide Data Archive Controlled Access. These two portals basically dedicated to the nucleotide data submission. Then after this, we came across with the second data portal is ICPD. This basically dedicated to the crop data sets, and then structural data archive dedicated for the different structure data. And then we have come across with the Indian Metabolome Data Archive, that is basically used to archive the metabolomics data set. And then Proteome Data Bank, used for the Proteome Data Bank is launched basically for to archive the protein structures or protein information of all the protein related experiments. Then the IBIA, Indian Biological Images Archive, used to archive the different biological images. And MATI is Multiomics Analysis Toolbox of IBDC. This is our upcoming data portal of the IBDC. So come across the IMDA. IMDA is used to IMDA database is basically for the archiving of metabolomics data set. What is metabolomics? Metabolomics, I just want to introduce the metabolomics and metabolome. That is, it is the study of range of small molecules known as metabolites, or way they altered in the disease state and their changes over the time as consequence of stimuli. Metabolome refers to the complete set of the small molecules or small biomolecules that in response to the biological system. So basically, this picture is the overview of the multiomics or different omics field. First, genomics. Genomics is the study of DNA, or you can say the genetic information. Transcriptomics is the study of RNA or differences in the mRNA expression. Proteomics is the study of proteins and protein structures. And similarly, as metabolomics is the study of the small metabolites, or you can say that substrate and product produced in response to the metabolism which is influenced by the environmental as well as genetic factor both. So the importance and the application of metabolomics, why metabolomics is important. The non-invasive nature of metabolomics and its close link to the phenotype make it an ideal tool for pharmaceutical, preventive healthcare, agriculture industries, and among other. And in the future, it has a main role in the personalized medicine also. In the future, with the availability of the personalized metabolomics, we will potentially be able to track the trends of our own metabolome for personalized drugs or improved health treatment strategies. So based on this, the main application of metabolomics is like agriculture. In agriculture, metabolomics play an important role to identify or to develop a new pesticide for the betterment of the crops or plants, and also identify the associated risk during the growth of the plants. Biomarker discovery, also metabolomics play an important role in identifying the novel biomarkers in diseased as well as the healthy state. Like samples of saliva, bile, seminal fluids. These samples will provide a very informative biochemical or biochemistry information regarding the biomarkers, regarding the metabolites, and those metabolites would be classed as biomarkers in the disease, in the detection of the disease. And personalized medicine, that like to improve the or to customization of the health sector, we can implement the metabolomics field for to generate the or to identify the personalized treatments for various disease states, or to detect the early disease at the earlier stage. the drug discovery, the metabolomics has very important role in to identify the novel drug target and to customize the drug related treatments. Ecology, metabolomics also helps to assess the impact of the environment on the organism's health. So now come to the metabolomics workflow, how the metabolomics workflow is going on the different labs and how the data sets are generated. First, first the labs, they continued with the solvent, solid phase extraction, hydrosolization and extraction of the samples. And then these samples further processed by the or analysis by the analytical platform, that is the mass spec and NMR. And through the mass spec and NMR, they got the data sets, different type of data sets, and then they analyze the data sets basically by two approaches, that is the multivariate analysis and the statistical analysis. Now, so this much of data sets are reported from 2000 to 2020 to 25 in PubMed, like how much Indian population, Indian scientist, Indian researcher is generating the metabolomics data year by year. So this is a decent increase in the graph. Everyone can have a look of this graph. So based on the increase the volume of the data, we need to share the data so that the enhanced utilization of research findings for translation into knowledge, procedures to improve the human health. It also allows the scientific community to validate the research finding by sharing the data sets. Different researchers can create new data set by combining the multiple resources, and also it is a good way to explore new research topics that is not envisioned by the primary investigators of the primary studies. So IMDA is also based on the this like data sets. We have followed the data standard, we're following the data standards also in the way of FAIR principles. So like FAIR principle is like findable, accessible, interoperable and reusable. In findable manner, like data are assigned globally unique and persistent identifier. We have assigned IBDC and IMDA's accession as well. And accessibility, in terms of accessibility, data stored in trusted repository with open and free protocols, accessible by machines and humans, interoperable use of formal, accessible, and broadly applicable language or ontologies. We have applied many ontologies in IMDA, like in organisms for the source, and some of in the process that we will shortly implementing in our database. Reusable, clear and accessible data using information, and the metadata meets domain relevant community standards. So based on the data standards and the volume of the data generated across India or across various research publication, we came with the strategy of the IMDA. This is the IMDA overview, that as an input we collect the metadata targeted and from the targeted and the untargeted experiment and the data files of MS and NMR, and as an output, IMD database will generate the browse and searching of targeting and untargeting data. User can download the raw and processed data file and download the metadata file also. IMDA right now provide the two data access level, that is open access and the controlled access. Open access, user can browse the data and directly download the metadata and the raw and processed file. But in the controlled access, there is a specific period of embargo time is there, and in that case user has to request to the data access committee to after approval of that request, we will allow the user to have a view or to browse or download their data. IMD data types and file formats. We right now we will, or the IMDA will accept the raw data, processed data, final result metrics, metadata. In raw data, this is basically the spectrometric, spectrographic, chromatographic data generated through the analytical instrument softwares. Processed data, analyzed or processed data includes the information of software used in the analysis of raw data. Result matrix consists of measurements of known and unknown metabolites. Metadata contains the description of project, study, sample, including the biological source, organism, cell line, and tissue information, what they have used in their experiments. And these are the file formats that we have accepted in our database. In mass spectrometer, the general file formats are like CDF, CDF, CMP, .d, it's like raw, scan, wif, etc. And the derived file format, we right now we preferably accept in the IMD database is MZML and MZTab. In NMR, FID, Fourier transform, and NMR-ML are the data types we accept in our IMDA database. This is the metadata model of IMDA. So when you open the IMDA site, user first register in the IMDA database by entering the name, email, password, institution, and country. Then move to the login section by entering their username and password. Then after login, they land to the project registration page. First step is the project registration, where user need to enter all the details of the projects. Then the study registration need to enter the study details. Sample details need to enter the sample detail, then the experiment detail. In experiment, we have provided the two sections related to the analytical techniques used in metabolomics datasets, that is mass spec and NMR. And after the experimental details, user can directly upload their data, and as well as upload the data file containing the list of the identified compound. After successful uploading the data or successful submission of the data, a unique and persistent IBDCA session will be assigned to the data user. So based on this metadata model, I want to show the screenshots, or want to you have a look of our IMDA database pages of the registrations, or at different steps of the submission process. So basically, this is the submission process of the Indian Metabolome Data Archive. After registration and login, this is the project registration page, where user need to enter all these details: title, project contributors, research area, funding source, project description. After that, step 2 is study details, where user need to add all these study details related to their project and studies, and also mention the data type, that is targeted or untargeted. After the study registration, next is the sample registration, and then after that the experiment registration. In the experiment registration, user has to select the first technique, analytical technique, what they have used to generate the metabolomics dataset, MS or NMR. Then they have to upload the metabolite compound file containing the identified compound during their study, and then upload the metadata filled experiment file in the MS NMR section. After the experiment registration, user will get an FTP details on their systems, and these FTP details have to be filled on the FileZilla for the successful transfer of the data files. After the data files once successfully transferred through the FTP, user will get the details of the submitted file again on their final submission page. And like these two links highlights, after matching the MD5 checksum. MD5 checksum basically is to check the integrity of the data files. After match the users provided MD5 checksum with our database MD5 checksum, then we will provide the submit button, or highlight the submit button for the user to final submit their data files in the IMDA database. Then this is the final submission of the metabolomics data sets to the IMDA database. And then after the final submission, on the user dashboard, user can have the view of their submitted studies. By click on their submitted ID, they can get the total or whole view of their submitted study, project, experiment, sample, everything what they have submitted to our database. They can have the look of their all details in the dashboard section. or we also provided the edit button in the dashboard section, so that they can edit if any information user by chance uploaded some wrong information over there, they can correct by using the edit button in the dashboard section until their final submission. And in the browse section, browse data after the final submission of the data sets to the IMDA. Other than submitters, user can have the view, user or anyone can have the view of the submitted studies or the number of submitted studies in our browse section. Browse section, browse data button is, or you can say browse data option is provided on our landing page of the IMDA. And by clicking on the study ID, anyone can have the view of the submitted details. But study ID is clickable only in case of open access study, not in the case of controlled access studies. In open access option, user can have the view of submitted studies, sample details, as well as the structures with the details of their chemical properties in the metabolite compound section in our browse section. This is the current status of the IMDA. Now, in total registration of the IMDA is approximately reached to 30 number. It's like from this map is showing the different locations of the India where have where the users registered for the IMDA database, and on the 8 submitted studies total submitted in our IMDA database as of now, with the 500 submitted samples, 500 data files across. Out of the 500 data files, 343 is the NMR data file and 157 is the mass spectrometry data files. And in total, 780 metabolite and compounds as of now submitted to the IMDA database. And this number will gradually increase as we more of the submissions are in line also. And this pie chart is showing the number of different sample sources from which the data sets have been produced and submitted to the IMDA database. That is urine sample, saliva, blood, serum, etc. And this graph is showing the increase the volume of the data size as well as increase the number of submission in our database, IMDA database, from February 24, from its launch date to till date. And as of now, IMDA got one citation. IMDA is cited in one of the ACS Omega publication also. So this is the current status of the IMDA. And these are the ongoing efforts of the IMDA. This is right now I've all discussed about the submission process and the information related to the metabolomics, and these are the ongoing efforts related to the IMDA database. Discussions are going on to collaborate with various international metabolomics community, so that we can reach the standards, or we can also meet the international standard to make the IMDA is one of the international, or one of the good data center, good database to collect the metabolomics data set. Draft for data exchange and sharing is under consideration of DBT. Data exchange and sharing is very important in aspect of any data center. So the policy, or you can say the draft related to how to share the data, what are the levels of data exchange, what are the points that we need to look in terms of data sharing, that is under consideration of DBT, Ministry of Science and Technology. And this will hopefully this will come very soon and to implement in the IBDC center. And next, the collaboration with the different metabolomics data producing entities to facilitate to get more data submission and access at IBDC. And we also make many efforts for the good outreach to make the IMDA very successful data portals in terms to provide the data submission tutorials to the users and the data submitters. And the IMDA team is dedicated also dedicatedly work in the development of sourcing, in the development, sourcing, and the integration of various analytical tools for data depositors and data users. So shortly we will come across with very good analytical tools to analyze the different metabolomics data set, or to get the information or very relevant biological information related to the different metabolite or compounds submitted to the IMDA database. So these are all our efforts that IMDA is doing in these days. So now, thank you. This is my team: data curator Harsha, software developer Mayuri Jain, I Shivani Sharma. We together work to make our IMDA is the best database for to collect the metabolomics data archive, or our effort to bestly create the metabolomics data set. And this is the team of the IBDC. The team of the IBDC is Professor Arvind K. Sahu, Executive Director of RCB, Dr. Debashish Mohanty, Director of NI, Dr. Dinesh Gupta from ICGB. Professor Deepak Nair is currently the head of the IBDC, and this is our team of the IBDC. I truly acknowledge the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, to make this landmark, make this data center as a first national data repository in India to collect the different biological data sets. RCB to facilitate the good location and the very good informations and very good support to IBDC to work together. And the IT department of the RCB, I really appreciate or acknowledge the IT department of the RCB. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all to listen my talk, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you. So it's a time to have a question. If anyone has some queries, you please ask. So there is no question, I think so. So anyone can write to us on our IMDA support website. This is the link of our IMDA support website. If anyone have some queries, so just write to us. We will happy to assist you or happy to answer your every questions. So thank you once again. Thank you so much to everyone.